What's the worst thing you've done for money? When I was a teenager, some dude offered me $100 to pee in his coffee cup at a 24 coffee house I was hanging out at. I did. He then took it and drank, staring me straight in the eyes. This happened several times. Well, to a 15-year-old, having someone pay you to pee and then drink it sounded awesome, and it was. Then I got older and found out it was a fetish, and for some reason that shocked me. I don't regret it though. The worst thing I can think of is I was working at a golf course at the bag drop. Golfers drive in with their car, and we take their golf bags from their trunk and put them on the golf cart for them. Anyway, tee time started at 7 a.m., and I had to be there at 6:30 a.m., and the golf pro in the pro shop had to be there at 6 a.m. I show up, and I don't see any golfers coming in, so I head to the grill and grab an OJ and a bear claw for breakfast. I expect to see and say hello to the pro, but I don't see him behind the counter. The pro's office was right behind the counter and had windows you could see through from the grill. I don't see him in the office either. I yell to Jeff, "Hey, when's our first tea time booked?" No answer. Call his name again. No answer. I go to the office again, behind the pro shop counter, and don't see him there, and then I look. Jeff's dead. He committed suicide and blew his brains out. His wife was cheating on him and left him, and he was working a 70-hour-a-week job for shit pay. So I call 911 and the course closes down until noon, and I had to go back to work. I just thought it was so disrespectful to Jeff, and I've always been mad at myself for going back to work. Jeff was a good guy and deserved better. I once sold my old high school notes for what I thought was a fortune, only to realize I had accidentally included my diary entries. So now there's a kid out there with my secrets and a solid understanding of calculus. At least I made a little cash, right? Sold my N64 and 15 games, spent the money on taking a girl on a date. The N64 would have made me happier. Enlisted in the US Navy. The 2008 recession was a bitch. Work a job that I hate. I was snowed in once in a freak Texas blizzard. I had no food, very little water, and next to no heat. My only thought was I don't have to go to work tomorrow! Worked at a call center. I had been laid off earlier in the year and was getting desperate, so I took the easy route and went where I knew they were always hiring. It was the most demeaning job I'd ever had as an adult. The only positive thing was that it made me put more effort into my next search, and I found a great job. Once I turned 21, I made some coin selling to underage kids alcohol and cigs. I was already selling weed and pills since 18, so once I could easily access alcohol, I added it to the menu. I was a real piece of shit. 5 years sober next month. My brother once got paid $5 to take a dump in school's air vents. He did it, got caught, had to clean the entire school on his own after class, every day for a year. Working my ass off most of my adult life just to make some other asshole rich and comfortable. Took a dare to eat a whole jar of mayo for $50. I won the money but lost my dignity and my lunch. Work. Flashed a boy my tits in 7th grade for $3, but was at a pool and was underwater, so I think was okay. In my early 20s I bartended for a while, and we were closing the tills early for the day due to a slow night. Had a guy come in and wanted a beer, and I told him we were closed. He pushed and pushed and pushed, and then was leak, "I will give you 100 for a beer." And I took the deal. Still feel bad about that tbh. Crawl through sweltering attics full of horrible insulation, causing my entire body to itch when it was 100 degrees outside, probably at least 135 in the attics, for hours. But a bunch of people have functional solar on their houses and am not homeless. So, win-win, I guess. Worked so much overtime that I felt physically exhausted. Not mentally, I was ready to work more, but my body just didn't have the energy, even though I wanted to. I know this is kinda opposite of many who gets mentally exhausted, but maybe my ADHD has something to do with it. I used to sell toe picks to older guys when I was in high school. I thought it was harmless, and it was nice to have a source of cash when my parents couldn't afford to buy anything for me. Enlisted in the Marine Corps 4 months post 9-11. Sell my medication so I could eat. Cashed in a 200 slot machine ticket for a super drunk guy. He handed it to me, and I was supposed to meet him at the blackjack table. I tipped the cashier 20, walked up the back stairs and crossed the upper level to the escalator, rode it down, and strolled right on out the front door. He was so drunk he probably couldn't remember what casino he was in, much less remember my face. He had a big all-diamond ring on his pinky, so I figured 200 wouldn't break him.